Word from the Lord. Today we're going to talk from a passage out of Luke chapter 18. And Luke chapter 18 is a familiar passage, but it says and reads like this. He spake a parable to them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge, it feared not God, neither regarded man. There was a widow in the city, and she came to him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward, he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And then the rest of the passage goes on to talk about how God will come to our rescue, and we will receive a blessing by continual coming to him. Just for a few moments, I want to talk about keep talking to God about the problem. Whatever your problem is, keep talking to God. One of the things that in the text is that he says men always pray. When we pray a lot of times, we get in those patterns where we pray and then there's a slump. But I'm telling you right now, you have to keep talking to God about the problem. There are three things I want to just mention just briefly. First thing here in the text, from the widow, don't analyze the problem. We're always trying to analyze the problem, analyze people. Let me try to figure this out. Let me try to size it up. Don't do that. Whatever problem there is, God's able to handle the problem. It's not for us to analyze the problem. Just keep our trust and our faith in God and keep talking to him about the problem. So number one is don't analyze your problem. Second thing is don't, Lord have mercy, don't put off the problem. You know how we put off problems? I tell you what, I prayed a couple of times and I'm going to leave it alone for now, or I'll catch up on it later. One of the main concerns that I have when you start putting off things is that when you put off things, then you stop praying as often. When you stop praying as often, what happens is you think that God says, no, I talked to God a couple of times about it, I prayed a couple of times about it, and he just says no, and I'm through with it. That's one of the problems with most Christians. After we pray a couple of times, we want to give it up. You can't do that. You can't stop praying about it. God didn't say no, you stop praying. He didn't say no because you just did it a couple of times. Well, I didn't get an answer, so that means no. No, you stop praying. You got to be like the widow. You got to keep coming, keep talking to God about the problem. That's how you win God over. Last but not least is don't get discouraged. When we begin to pray, and we have to pray again and again and again and pray without ceasing, a lot of times we get a little discouraged sometimes. I'm praying, nothing is happening. I'm praying and it looks like nothing changes. Don't get discouraged. When you get discouraged, it simply means you lose your blessing. Every time you get, why? Because you stop. When you get discouraged, you stop. When you put it off, you get discouraged, you stop, and when you stop, you lose your blessing. If you lose your blessing, it's not because God is saying no, it's because you stop talking to God about the problem. So you must do those three things. What you're going to do is stop talking, don't analyze the problem, number one, and then don't put it off. Don't get discouraged, and I guarantee you, you will be blessed.